Hi, I'm Cam Butler. A lot of people ask me what Urbanrevs is. Well, simply it's an online training course. People can do it, groups can do it, churches can do it, and it just helps people to live out the kingdom where they are in their workplace, in the street, they go to a sports club. How do I be Jesus' hands and feet? So it's an online training course. There's about 17 modules. There's a workbook you can moderate. So it is a very simple training course. It doesn't take too long. If you were to do it individually, it would only take you probably about 5 or 6 hours to do. So you could do the training course, let's say over 8 weeks or 10 weeks in a small group. What it does is it helps people live out their faith intentionally. A lot of people are really stuck. They know what they should be doing, they just don't know how to do it. And so it really provides a lot of how-tos, a lot of practical stuff that you need just to go, I'm going to give that a go, I'm going to try this. We talk about praying with people. We talk about praying for people. We talk about how do you affirm somebody by just not affirming them so their head goes, oh, that's nice, thank you, but actually you speak to their heart. So we look at a whole lot of practical ways a person can live out their faith, can bring grace and mercy to people wherever they are. It's not difficult. It's made for the man, the woman, the young person that sits in the pew at church. So if you want to mobilise your church, if you want to get your church moving, if you want to develop a discipleship culture, I want to encourage you to look into Urbanrevs, and you'll find that it'll be really helpful in helping your people live out their faith in a very intentional and a very authentic way. The reason why it needs to be done in an authentic way is because Aussies love authenticity. That's why we've got the word fair income. We love people that are fair income. And so I want to live out my faith. We want to live out our faith and be fair income, be real, be Jesus' hands and feet. What Urbanrevs is it's 2 words. It's urban, which a lot of people think of the city, but it's actually community. The root word urban actually talks about community, where people gather. And it's revs, it's small r, R-E-V-S. We're not training people to be pastors. We're not training them to be clergy. We're training them to be God's people in their community. So that's why it's Urbanrevs. But if you want to run the course at your church, you can do it. And you don't have to call it Urbanrevs, you can call it whatever you want. We've had churches who've called it incognito. That was a ripper one. Undercover, our people living their faith undercover wherever they are. There's also one church that called it sheep to shepherds. The aim is to turn this rabble of sheep that come to church every Sunday, turn them into shepherds, directing people towards the chief shepherd, who is Jesus. There's a free course just to get going if you want to do the free course, but there's nothing better than doing the full course, and it really works for churches in that you can buy 100 seats to the training and it only costs $5 per person. That's all it costs if you buy the full church pack. There's also a pack of 10 and you can do it one-on-one with the course as well. It's very much about a discipleship culture. You cannot do discipleship in a vacuum. You can't just expect people to come to church and be discipled. There has to be a missional expression. They're learning something, they're taking that, and it's shared with people in a community. If all they're doing is doing things inside of church, they're not going to learn to be true disciples of Jesus. But if they've got to live out their faith in community, it helps them grow in faith, it helps them to step out in faith, it helps them with boldness, helps them rely on the Holy Spirit. And we want to teach our people to rely on the Holy Spirit when they minister to people, wherever they are. Urbanrevs is about people. We don't want people to do mission in a program. We want people to be the mission. So rather than sending people to a small group to learn more about Jesus, the person can share more about Jesus. Rather than sending someone to a prayer meeting to get prayer for healing or something, that person can pray for them. So pastors, I want to encourage you to really consider about how you can equip your people to live out their faith. Now, I've been a pastor in a church. I know sometimes that's difficult because you're just busy running church, doing church, all the activities around church. My juxtapositioning was I became a chaplain in a sports club. I had to learn how to use language and how to make Jesus real to Aussie communities. Urbanrevs is just helping people how to live out their faith in a very different environment. And for many church pastors, that's difficult because our world revolves around what we do at church, running Sunday services, running small groups, teaching theology. Often what we find difficult is how do I equip people to live out their faith in the community. Urbanrevs will help you. Once you've done the Urbanrevs course, we give it away for free for you, so you can run it year after year. It can be something that you embed in the culture of your church. That's our heart. We want to be generous with it. And so we appreciate you looking into it a little bit more. Many churches all around Australia have really appreciated, have really come into renewal. Their people have just become so excited at actually doing the course and coming alive to what Jesus can do through them, through their hands, through their feet, through their voice in the community. So I hope you get a chance. Have a look at Urbanrevs. Thanks for your time.